Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Serpent, and I'm going to be talking to you about a lot of things today. So from the Ripple versus SEC case, where are we at, where are we going, what has been going on with it, because have you noticed that there hasn't really been that much action or that much news about it? It's sort of gone a bit soft, like a bit cold, and you almost wonder, well, what's next? What's happening? And that certainly has been the feeling around the entire community, what's happening? Where are we at? Why haven't we heard anything lately? And so, these things happen in cases, right? So you have a period where there's lots and lots of information, so it's like one thing after another, and then you have a period where there's not really that much going on, and we're sort of sitting in that right now. End of August and mid-October, we're going to be having a lot more information, a lot more things happening, a lot more things going on. But for now, we don't really have too much going on, and so it happens, right? It is what it is, really. Now, I found this really interesting article, and it was published 2 days ago, which talks about the SEC discovery tactics, potentially could have been, questionable at best. And it is the case, right? We know that there have been ways and things that the SEC has done throughout this case that have not been compliant. But, these things happen, right? In a perfect world, we play by the rules, but, the SEC want to win as bad as Ripple wants to be, saved from this and wants to, make sure that we get the legal clarity that Ripple deserves. So we have a very interesting scenario going on at the moment, right? We've got, the other side who's not playing by the rules, who has a very weak case. We've got the other side who wants legal clarity, wants to be that authority figure in the crypto space, wants to be number one. Ripple is playing to be number one in the crypto space and not playing to be number 3 or number 4 or number 5 in the world. They're going after the biggest. And that in itself has challenges. Like I mentioned, a couple of days ago, with the whole Amazon, being once upon a time called, is it a Ponzi scheme? So when it comes to the case and what has been going on, a lot of people believe that Ripple's case and how Ripple is used as a cryptocurrency is the same as how Bitcoin is used. And so XRP is a better version of Bitcoin, but their use cases are the same. This is where it gets very important. It's the better version, but the use cases are the same. And that there is the strong argument that is being presented at the moment. You allowed Bitcoin to not be a security, allow XRP to not be a security. That's essentially what Ripple wants. Wants that legal clarity. Once it receives that legal clarity, it will change everything. But for now, we're waiting patiently. FX Street have come out saying XRP price could retest $1 despite the SEC versus Ripple case. And I will mention that as much as the price is going down and we've already got people talking about going into 20s and all that, I do want to mention that Bitcoin is still within range. So it hasn't broken out of that range. It is still playing within this, 33 to 37. And it's just bouncing up and down, up and down, up and down. So be mindful of that, because if you are planning that, this whole market is going to dip very, very quickly, you might be in a little bit of trouble, right? We haven't had the full signal yet that it's coming. However, if you look at this and you look at this particular graph and you can tell already the next leg, how monstrous that's going to be. But for now, you can see that we're not far away from hitting this very, very important trend line. Now, if we are going down and hitting that trend line, what generally happens is we go a little bit below it initially, but we retest it, right? So we dip lower than that line, but then we'll touch that line and then come back into that line by the end of the day and by the end of the week in this particular matter. And so by finishing the week above it, then we will begin the next phase up. So get excited, because it is coming, and this game rewards patience. Rewards patience. I've had private messages come through. I feel your frustrations, but you gotta understand as well that there are people that have been waiting since 2017 as well. So almost there, but a very strong trend support line is forming, and that 52 cents will be a massive support line. So that there will play a very, very important role. So be mindful of that, because that is going to be very, very crucial. That 52 cents, 51 cents. Are we even going to hit it? Oh, it all depends where we're going right now, but be ready, because the graphs that I'm going to be showing you later on certainly suggest that we could. Let's jump into Atani. Let's see what Atani's telling us. Okay, so now that we're in Atani and we're having a look here at the daily chart, we can see that the volume has started to increase. And that is obviously a positive sign when you see volume increase compared to a couple of days ago. But you can tell that the Bollinger Band has gotten bigger. Now, we are, from a MACD perspective, on the daily chart, it is still a bullish trend. It is still uptrending. Now, obviously, the market has taken a dip. We got, at the time of making this, 33,266 Bitcoin, 4.2% down. And we have XRP 5.30% down for the day. We got Chainlink 10% down for today. It's taken a massive hit. Uniswap taking a massive hit as well. So be mindful of that as well, because we are trending at the moment in this line. Now, when we go into the day, into the hourly, we can see that the hourly has taken a huge hit, and the gaps are massive. Now, notice how the RSI has gone into oversold, and it stayed massively into oversold, and now it's coming back up into just coming back into line. So that is very important to keep an eye on. The 4-hour is now into the MACD, has moved into a bearish signal. And the 12-hour, when we look at the 12-hour, it is barely surviving on a bullish trend. So judging by how aggressive the hourly has been, that could trigger that we're going to go way more down. But we are still within range. So next 24 hours are very important. Very, very, very important. We're going to learn a lot over the next 24 hours. Is it just yet the signal that we've been looking for? Is it just yet time to say that we are going to be going into the 30s with Bitcoin? We're going to be going to 24s, 29s, and 27s, and all these prices are being done? Not just yet, because we've seen time and time again that 30 has been so strong as a support. Once it does break it, it probably will set off a ripple effect to go down to maybe into the 27s. But let's not jump to conclusions. That's probably the key thing here. I want to have a couple more confirmations before I make that judgment. Now, let's go into some drawings and what they tell us. Now, if we were to follow this particular trend, we would go down and maybe touch 60, 61, 59, 58, and then we would continue to rally up and go this way. So that is a formation at the moment that if Bitcoin bounces back and goes, right, we're going back into bullish mode, then we could see this come through, and this could be, let's call it best case scenario, right? Now, worst case scenario where we are right now is we're going into the 40s. That is the worst case scenario, and I want to bring that up to you. So we're ranging, right? So high volume, low volume. We haven't made a decisive decision yet about which way we're going. And that is important to acknowledge, because sometimes we get too carried away to pull the trigger too early, and we could be in trouble. We haven't had that signal yet. Moving forward, as we create this massive love and cup and handle, the future looks extremely bright. As we break records and smash through previous all-time highs and all that. So nothing changes. But what we're talking about here is over the next week or so, where are we going? This scenario, the scenario of going towards 47 cents, is a likely scenario. We have to acknowledge it. We're gonna look at this particular path, that this could be a scenario that plays out really, really strongly. So we must acknowledge the charts and not ignore what the signals are telling us. Just because we want something to go up doesn't mean it's going to go up. Then again, if I zoom out and I show you the future as we go past $3.50, past $4, past $4.50 and beyond, we're fine. And if we look at what's coming, the volume that is going to be coming over the next, once we truly kick off the XRP bull run, it is going to be monstrous, absolutely monstrous. So 57 cents and 47 cents, they are your new guidelines to make sure, remember them and be on the lookout for them. If you're a long-term holder, just simply hold. We're going to go through this phase and then we're going to go back into into a bullish trend. So just be mindful of that. And again, it's not financial advice. I do want you to back it up with your own research always. If you do like the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. As always, thank you, and I look forward to see you on the next one.